Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this Quntis LED monitor light for PC. So this was provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link in the description to it on Amazon, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. So it lists some features on the back. It says anti-glare, no stroboscopic hazard, healthy eye protection, adjustable color temperature, adjustable brightness, auto sensitivity, 50,000 plus hour lifespan, and USB powered. So on the back here it shows ordinary monitor, ultra thin monitor, and curved monitor, but you can see the widths here it works on, and here's some specs. It says it takes 5 watts. The color rendering index is greater than 95 RA. So the color rendering index is how close it is to a full spectrum light source like an incandescent bulb. So 95 is very good, so that's going to give you good color performance. The color temperature is 3000 to 6500 Kelvin, has touch dimming, it's LED, input is 5 volts at 1 amps. It's made of aluminum alloy, polycarbonate, and ABS. The length is 40 centimeters or 1.3 feet. Let's open this up. We have an instruction manual. Here's some more specs here. It says 255 lumens. So here are the instructions. To turn on and off, you press the on off button. It has a light sensor button, so you can turn that on or off, and that will adjust the light compared to the ambient light. CCT changes the color temperature. Touch the button for 3 seconds to change the color temperature of 3000, 4000, 6500 Kelvin. Dimmable, touch the button for 3 seconds to make the lamp stepless dimmable. And under tips it says memory function. The lamp remembers the last settings when turned on. If the power is cut to, it will automatically turn on. This talks about how to mount it, so I'll demonstrate that. Here's a diagram on how to aim the light. So you want it to line up the one side just in front of your screen so it's not shining directly on your screen. So this is made to light the area just directly in front of your screen. Okay, so I'll pull all this out. So here's the light itself. It's one of the bracket pieces. Here's the power cord. It's a braided cable. It has USB-A on one end, USB Type-C on the other. It's a little over 6 foot long. And here's another little block in here and a hex key. So let's get all this put together. So this has these little blocks in here which you can swap depending on the thickness of your monitor. So this would be for a very thin monitor. This would be for a thicker monitor, like so. I have a thicker monitor, so I'll be using this one. So this will bend over and this will clip onto the back of the monitor. So I'll show that in a minute. So let's mount the light to the clip. You want the power to go in this opening. Like so. I'll plug power in here. And then I'll plug this into a USB charger. So since this is only using up to 1 amp, this you can plug into pretty much any phone charger. You can plug it into the back of your computer. Some monitors will have USB ports on them. You could plug that into there too. I'm just plugging it into a charger over here. So you can see here it's drawing 0.90 amps at 5 volts. And here we have the light. So I can already tell this has a very nice white light. So I can press this to turn it on or off. And that's a touch sensor. So it's not clicking. Then we have the ambient light sensor. So it's kind of hard to see, but there's a little blue light there. So I will turn this light down, and then I'll put this here, and then I'll go turn the light off in the room. So I don't know if that came through well, but when I turned the light off, that got a lot brighter. So you can have this on your monitor, and maybe you're next to a window, and if you have natural light coming in, it might light up your workspace. So if you have the ambient light sensor on, the light's not going to be as bright, but if a cloud comes over or it gets dark, this will brighten up. Then over here we have the color temperature. So I'll hold that down for 3 seconds, and that will change. I don't know if that came through, but that went to a warmer color. That's a cooler color. I think that's the warmest there. So I like this one here. And then we can hold down on this to dim it and brighten it. So when you have the one button like this, you can hold down on it and just when it gets to the brightness you want, let off of it. So I think we're at full brightness. We can see the power went up to 0.96. Let me do it the other direction. So this is the dimmest. The light is still on and it's showing 0 amps. It's obviously using some electricity, but it's lower than the threshold that can measure. So this is super efficient. I'll turn that back up. Let's get this installed on one of my monitors here. Okay, so this is a Asus monitor. I'll hook that on the back like so, and that fits on there nicely. So this will open up. This does have a spring in here, so it can clamp against different sizes. And then this is a counterweight, so that fits on there nicely. I can't tell if it's centered from this angle. Let me move it around. I think that's mostly centered. So now I can rotate this forward and backwards a little bit. Doesn't need a lot to make sure it's not glaring on my screen. So about like that. So here it's shining down on my bench. I'll go turn the light off so we can see how much light that's putting out. Okay, so this is currently 22.5 inches from the bench itself because this monitor is on an arm, and hopefully this turns out. It's kind of hard to see on the camera exactly how bright it is, but I have the manual down here and I can easily read this. It's super visible, it's perfect for reading, and it's very clean and it looks nice. So let me dim this. So this is the lowest setting. I can read this, but I'm struggling a little bit. It's hard to read these smaller words when it's on dim. So needless to say, if you're reading, you'd want to turn it up brighter. But this does work as just kind of an ambient light. Like if I had a keyboard here, I could see the letters for the most part. I mean, if you can touch type, you can usually tell where they're at. But if you need to see little bits of it, sometimes that could work. Or if you just want a little bit of ambient lighting, almost like a night light, this would work well too. This is on the lowest setting. Of course, you can turn it anywhere in between the highest and lowest setting also. So that's the Quntis LED monitor light for PC. I really like this style of light because it doesn't take up any desk space. You hook it on the back of your monitor and it projects light down in front of the monitor. So it's great for looking at your keyboard or if you're looking at paperwork or things like that. Also, I have this wire hanging down on my desk right now, across the desk plugged into a charger. But when you install this, you can plug this into a power strip under your desk. You could plug it into the back of the computer, or probably the best case scenario, if your monitor supports it, is to plug it directly into the monitor. And in that case, you could buy a shorter cord close to the exact distance you need from the light to the monitor. So that makes for an incredibly clean setup, if you can do that. But the cord it does come with is a nice cord. It looks really nice. It's a braided cord, so it should last a long time. And it's not really going to stick out that much against the black monitor. I like the construction of this too. It's aluminum, so it feels really nice. It helps dissipate heat from it. I like that it has a 95 CRI, so it gives you really clean light, and also it doesn't flicker. So not only is this great for your computer monitor, but since this is low powered, this would also work well in say like a tiny home or an RV or other mobile applications because it's USB powered. It's very efficient. So if you want a little light in your RV, this could be a good option. And you could easily power this from a battery pack. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.